Contractor who worked as a jail nurse is under arrest tonight. Investigators say she confessed to having a romantic relationship with an inmate and smuggling contraband into the Fulton County Jail. Channel 2's Michael Seiden broke the story on WSBTV.com. Joining us live now in Northwest Atlanta with how authorities, Michael, say this investigation began with a note.
Yeah, George, investigators tell us it was another nurse that actually found a handwritten note that exposed this alleged relationship. And tonight, we are getting a closer look at some of that other evidence that was found that led to the felony charge. A ring, a gold chain, and a bottle of perfume. Investigators say these gifts were not just tokens of affection, but evidence of a secret romantic relationship inside the Fulton County Jail. Former nurse contractor Naomi Anthony's under arrest and charged with a felony after authorities say she confessed to having a relationship with this man, an inmate, Antoine McCrae, who's been in custody since police arrested and charged him in 2024 in connection with multiple child sex crimes. Investigators say the two met while Anthony was working inside the jail and that the alleged relationship appeared to be getting serious before her arrest.
Welcome to the video, everyone. Doing a reaction here to news out of Fulton County where a contracted nurse confessed to having a relationship with the inmate. And you know, crazy thing is this inmate was arrested because he was, accused of having, some type of sexual relationship with children. So it's, you just threw your whole life away. But not, maybe not necessarily your whole life, but your whole professional life as a nurse. You just toss that in the trash. Bringing in items and you guys, sharing, similar jewelry and things of that nature. But yeah, it just goes to show you, man, some people will go for anything. Like, this guy's been, charged with or accused with doing, some crazy crimes with children. And, this is the guy that you choose to have a sexual relationship with, knowing that you're not supposed to have that type of relationship, being that you are a nurse contracted to work within that facility. It's just crazy. Just not even thinking.
Relationship with an inmate and smuggling contraband into the Fulton County Jail. Channel 2's Michael Seiden broke the story on WSBTV.com. Joining us live now.
It's like you hear these stories often where it's like correctional officers, but now you see that also the nurses are getting down with that type of thing as well. And, smuggling in contraband or anything, that they may be requested. And my thing is like, dang, is it that hard on the outside to like actually find somebody to deal with, that you have to deal with somebody that's on the inside and risk the chance of getting yourself a felony and of course losing your job? And, people will see that on your record, so it'll be hard to get another job no matter where you go,
Northwest Atlanta with how authorities, Michael, say this investigation began with a note.
Yeah, George, investigators tell us it was another nurse that actually found a handwritten note that exposed this alleged relationship. And tonight, we are getting a closer look at some of that other evidence that was found that led to the felony charge.
And maybe the other nurse, had dealings with this same guy and was jealous and just decided to expose it, So, we don't really know all the ins and outs of the whole situation, but what a crazy situation to get yourself into.
A ring, a gold chain, and a bottle of perfume. Investigators say these gifts were not just tokens of affection, but evidence of a secret romantic relationship inside the Fulton County Jail. Former nurse contractor Naomi Anthony's under arrest and charged with a felony after authorities say she confessed to having a relationship with this man, an inmate, Antoine McCrae, who's been in custody since police arrested and charged him in 2024 in connection with multiple child sex crimes.
Multiple. Not just one, but multiple. Just the person that you chose to have, a relationship with that you shouldn't be having a relationship with, being that, you work in this facility at a professional capacity.
Investigators say the two met while Anthony was working inside the jail and that the alleged relationship appeared to be getting serious before her arrest.
Had gone out and purchased herself and our inmate matching wedding rings.
So were they planning on getting married?
I have not delved into that just yet.
Investigators say the case broke open when someone came across a handwritten note inside the jail. According to court documents, the note described plans to bring drugs into the facility, along with sexual activity inside a nurse's station. Authorities say the note also referenced a payment totaling $1,300 made through Cash App to Anthony.
Someone noticed something irregular in terms of the nurse's behavior, in terms of how she and/or was moving.
Earlier this month, investigators say they received an anonymous tip claiming Anthony was hiding marijuana on her body to avoid detection by jail scanners and using an iPhone to communicate with McRae. When investigators questioned her, authorities say Anthony tried to hide her phone, but eventually admitted she started the relationship in October.
Crazy. So the relationship been going on since October. You know, it done got to the point to where, you know, you went out and purchased both of you guys wedding rings, and, you know, you was, you know, smuggling in weed on your body to avoid the scanners. And, you know, there was, you know, communications that were written out as far as, you know, you bringing drugs into the facility. And, you know, was it worth it? Like, now your professional career just it's gonna have this blemish on it that's gonna just follow you forever. And it's just like, you know, and it happens a lot. You know, this isn't like the first of this kind. You know, it's going on to this day, these type of situations. But, you know, she was moving real like loose with it. She was moving weird, so that of course is gonna set stuff off. And, you know, everyone knows that, you know, when feelings get involved and you kind of are in that bliss that you're not really kind of sitting or paying attention to the way you're acting and how different it may be from the first time you started, you know, working at that facility. And people are watching, especially in places like that, you know, especially with people that come in and out of the facility. You know, you gotta have, you know, you have multiple eyeballs on you, and people are going to be watching. And then it was saying that you know, sent 1,300 to him in a Cash App. It's craziness.
And while we were inside the jail today, we actually saw a new security scanner that was getting ready to be installed. Just another reminder that Sheriff Labatt is not messing around when it comes to keeping contraband out of his jail. Also, that suspect, she did waive her first court appearance. A judge set her bond at $5,000. Last check, she remains behind bars. We're live in Northwest.
Ain't no way. Your bond $5K. You know, if you get a bail bondsman, of course you have to, you know, come up with 10%. But you're able to, you know, send this guy 1,300. But you know, you may be out by now, but don't, you know, at the time didn't even have the 500 to get yourself out of jail. Just absolutely stupid. Just stupid. Not sure if there'll be any other updates with this type of story. I just wanted to highlight, you know, stupidity. You know, thinking you're in love, really you're just getting used. And you know, more than likely he was dealing with someone else that could do the same thing, just in case, you know, you ever failed and wasn't able to get the stuff in that he was requesting. But, you know, I'm just trying to figure out what, you know, she was getting out of it, you know, other than, you know, sexual pleasure, honestly. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. If you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is Justin Paul. Peace.